What's shaking, everybody? It's your boy King of the Golden State coming at you with a whole video from my Black Friday weekend. I got a lot of books here, guys. I got a good stack, so I'm probably gonna go through them as fast as possible. I'm just not trying to keep you guys bored, basically. But yeah, pretty good deals. No crazy major keys. I'm gonna throw it out there for you right now. But you know, sometimes you got to get in where you can fit in. So you know, found a bunch of 50-cent deals, bunch of like half off deals, and also some like 15% off deals, and also some false advertising as well. So before I start, you guys know the deal. Be sure to like down below, you know, it looks like that. Also comment down below, tell me what you think. Also be sure to subscribe also, you know, if you haven't already. So without further ado, I'm going to start flying through books here, guys. I probably got two good stacks of books, and I'm looking forward to showing it to you. So starting with that, Battle Worlds. That's Master Kung Fu #1. It's first appearance of Jing Zhu, and I believe it has something to do with the Mandarin, the Ten Rings character from like the Iron Man universe and such. So I'm kind of like, I mean, being that this is like a real cheap book, I felt like I'm gonna grab it just for spec because you know, got the Shang-Chi movie coming up pretty soon, so there's gonna be a lot of you know, speculation on who's who and who's going to be in what. So if I were you, if you guys look into 50 cent or dollar bin and you see something like Master Kung Fu #1 as a Battle Worlds, screw it, pick it up. I'd pick it up just for the fact that this is a spec. I mean, what are you going to lose? 2 quarters? No big deal. So pick that up. Saw some J2 action in there. First appearance of Magneta. Pretty cool Ron Lim cover. So had to pick that up just for the hell of it, you know, because it's the first appearance. Also found these in here, believe it or not, but I found 2 copies of Batman 77 in a 50-cent bin. It was a Clayton Crane variant, so I was like, all right, cool. Now that blew my mind, actually. It's kind of cool to see that. So I found 2 copies of that. That's where Alfred gets his neck broken by Bane, and you know, couldn't turn those away, man. As soon as I saw those, I had to grab them. Also picked up that Ultimate Fantastic Four #30. That's the I believe the first cover appearance of the Marvel Zombies. I really love Greg Land's work, man. It's such badass shit. I always want to pick this up because of the fact that it's a glow in the dark cover, and I don't care if it's a second print, but it's Ghost Rider #15, second print, still glow in the dark cover, still works. Pretty cool after all this time. Found Anex #12. It's a key book. It's the first appearance of the Revengers, Saberclaw, Ion Man, Big Man, Red Queen, Kilowatt. You know, so, you know, if you ever go through those 50-cent bins and you see an A-Next issue, look it up. See if you can pick it up just in case. You never know. It's not a major key, but it's like, it's just a key for the fact it's the first appearance nonetheless. This one I picked up because, yes, first glance you see this, you think it's an actual House of Secrets 92. It's not. It's a reprint, and I saw it in the 50-cent bin, had to grab it. I was like, you know what? Never really read it. So I have the original slab, but I don't have, like, you know, one that's I could just sit back and read. So for 50 cents, why the hell not? Found 3 copies Totally Awesome Hulk #1. That's the first time that Amadeus Cho is the Hulk. I originally had a run of this and I sold it off because I just didn't care. So like at some bookstore, and I was like, whatever, because it never really happened. But I started hearing Spec talk about this, so I figured, you know, I might as well grab these back. Just the #1. Like first appearance of Amadeus Cho as the Hulk. I think first Lady Hellbender or something like that. So I had to pick these up, figure what the hell, you know, it was a good, I'm sure there'll be something going on with that down the line. So got that. Also got Cable #18. This is it's not exactly a cover swipe. It's more like an homage to Aliens with what's her face, Sigourney Weaver holding the kid in Aliens. Was pretty cool. Found Batwing #9, which means I didn't find Batwing #19. That book is kind of a hard one to find, but #9 wasn't too hard. It was the first appearance of Talon. Nothing crazy about this one. Captain America 25. You know, I see that every once in a while, so sometimes I feel prompted to pick that up. Also picked up Kill the Minotaur. I think it's my third copy of Kill the Minotaur. I think there's like movie talk for this whole thing because, you know, and actually when I heard about the movie talk, this was like about a year ago. So I really haven't heard anything since then. So we haven't seen anything since then. So I figured I'd pick it up just for investment purposes. Pretty cool Thanos cover. Thanos number 5, Bring on the Bad Guys. Yes, that is my email that popped up on the right. Yeah, I just like the cover. I said screw it. What the hell? And the Ultimate Fantastic Four number 21 is the first appearance of Marvel Zombies, if I recall. Let me see. Picked up a stack of Wonder Woman books that were sitting in the quarter bin. I got these for like 50 cents each. Let me clear these off because they're a lot more than what I have here. And yeah, I think I have some of them I don't have. But it's pretty cool to see them, so I picked them up all. So Wonder Woman 40, 52, 64, 93, 58, 73, I think I already have. 49 was a cool Perez cover. Also picked up 53, picked up 51, 82, I think is a key. I think it's like a $20 book, so it's cool to see that in the cent bin. I love that cover right there, number 78. Kind of gives her more of a Grecian look, you know, for Diana. So there's that. I'm not even done. I'm like halfway done with the Wonder Woman I picked up. Found also number 56, 76, 55, little Dr. Psycho action. 54, great Perez cover. 67, as Big E's would say, shout out to Big E's Comics, home of the NY Warriors. Bondage. So more of that action. We got 74, 69. Also 65. We also have 80, which I had on my wish list for a moment. And I found it in the 50 cent bin. I took it off the wish list. I think it's like a $15, $20 book. 97 is a great cover with Wonder Woman as, you know, getting the whole Joker look going on. And 77. So all those were 50 cents each. I had to pick those up. I know I have a majority of them, but you can't say no. That's some Brian Boland Wonder Woman covers action. It's pretty cool. Also found a Original Sin number 7. It's a variant edition. There are a bunch of those Original Sins where you're going to see like these variant looks to it, you know, and this one had Spider-Man, so it's pretty cool. Also picked up a Punisher 2099 AD. You guys are probably, for those who aren't in the know, you guys are probably wondering, why did he pick up a Punisher 2099 AD? Well, because this is the final issue. And for you collectors out there, if you guys aren't familiar with certain things, final issues do go for a chunk of money. This one is like a $12, $15 book because it's the final issue. And the reason why is because, number one, it was canceled, and two, they don't print as many copies for final issues because they know that nobody's been picking these up in the beginning, so they cut them down. They cut the amount of copies down to a small amount. So the idea is the scarcity of a book. So for those who aren't familiar with it, you should probably, if you're hunting for a book, look for those final issues too, because they're scarce as well. Like the print run is pretty low. Let me see. So that's what I picked up from there. I also went to another shop in the area, and I thought, all right, pretty cool. Why the hell not? Where did I go? Let's go with this stack. I was at one of my favorite shops in the area I went to and found some pretty good books. Yeah. Picked up this one, Justice League, number 21. This was one of my favorite shops I went to because the guy that has a shop that's pretty much out of sorts, and he keeps claiming he's going to clean it up and straighten things up. But whenever I go through there and find books, he wants to try to price them up. But I was kind of like, all right, whatever, just tell me what you want from them, and we'll figure it out. So I found this in that pile. Justice League 21, Bloodshot #1, which is pretty cool. I just figured, why not? I'll jump on the bandwagon. I did have a Harrow County in my hand to bring him to the register. It had no price on it. So, being the jerk he was, he wanted the price up to be $15. He says, "Oh no, I can't sell this to you. It's going to be pretty expensive. It's like $15." And I was like, "Dude, you have a stack of them in your boxes out there, and they don't have any prices on them. So you're going to price them up now?" He said, "Yeah, I got to price them to be $15." I'm like, "Fine, whatever. I don't want it." So, so you start looking at other books like this, Incredible Hulk #324, and also is looking at other books like found another copy of this, A-Nex. Believe it or not, this A-Nex is not a major issue. He looks at it and starts grumbling to himself. And I'm like, seriously, you're really you're gonna grumble about this? This is your comic shop, because like during the entire time I'm going through like all his boxes, and of course he had another customer in there with him, in there talking to him about like Charizard cards for what's the hell is that? Pokemon. And I didn't understand why. Like, are you really more focused on Pokemon, but when it comes to comic books and I bring up the register, you're gonna want to price them up? It made no sense to me. And it was like, he spent during the time we're going through comic books, he's going with another customer, going through all these cards, trying to figure out which one's a Charizard. I don't know what the hell that is. I'm not a Pokemon guy. Screw Pokemon. I'm sorry. I'm just not. And when I finally bring my books up to the register, he's going to want to price up Harrow County for like 15, maybe $20. And he looks at something like this, like A-Nex. It's really just first appearance of the Revengers. And I'm like, okay, so what do you want from it? So he charged me cover. That's great. But he grumbled before he did that. Like, I can't believe he found this. And I was like, I don't know much more, I could do for you, bro. So, I finally got out of there okay. Found this in there. Web of Spider-Man #119. This one was like $5. He didn't really say anything about this. I don't think it really bothered him about the Web of Spider-Man. But it's like, I believe the first appearance of Kane. Let me see, they got a Green Lantern #19. It's the first appearance of a Green Lantern. I think it's Yalan something. God, correct me in the comments. I can't remember, but it's first appearance. But I figured, what the hell, I'm gonna pick it up. He sold this for me for like $2 or so. But like I said, I just don't like it when shop owners want to price books up that they haven't gotten around to pricing. Because I told them, if you're not going to price them, then price them up first and have me find them, and you give me like hell for it. Because I really thought it was shitty, in my personal opinion. So anyway, enough of that. Went to another shop, had some pretty good luck there. Went through the dollar bins, also went through the price bins. Dollar bins I found. This one I always find in a dollar bin. And I always think it's like going to be like an Adam Hughes cover, and it's not. It's Dave Dorman cover. It's Ghost, part of the Comics Creators World, week 3. Adam Hughes Interiors. I always think this is going to be something big. I think I have maybe 3 or 4 copies of Ghost. I just like the cover, and I like the Adam Hughes Interiors. Pretty dope. Found 2 copies of Star Brand #1. I think there's a little speculation talk about that. It's good to just pick up some stuff and just sit on for the hell of it. So, also picked up Superman #74. Not a first Doomsday, but it's like a Doomsday issue. It's like whatever. Picked this one up. This is Master of Kung Fu #1. Like I said, going back to what I said earlier in the video, a lot of spec talk about Master of Kung Fu and Shang-Chi and such. This is the first appearance of Moving Shadow. Yeah, this doesn't go for much or anything. It was in a dollar bin. Had to pick it up. Because, just based on the spec talk, I figure what the hell I know. Master of Kung Fu. So that's a max run. Also picked up Excalibur #96. I believe it was the first appearance of the new Hellfire Club. I found that over there. And then I kind of got into the pricier. Actually, no. I looked at a couple other dollar books. Excuse me. Not many glow-in-the-dark covers. Spectre #8. It's a glow-in-the-dark cover. Just nothing's too key about it. This is really cool when it glows in the dark. Razor and Chi Special #1. That is the first appearance of Kabuki unless I'm wrong, please correct me. I believe that's the first appearance of Kabuki. Now, as far as priced books, found some pretty good stuff in there. Nothing too major, like Supergirl #1. I have copies of this, but I find myself always wanting to pick this copy up because it's a beautiful, beautiful Michael Turner cover. So, found Captain America 354 for cheap. First appearance of John Walker as a U.S. agent. Also spec'd on the Lords of the Longbox channel. Shout out to Lords of the Longbox. I will leave the description below. You guys should probably check that out and subscribe. Steel #1, first appearance of Steel. Found that down there for a pretty cheap penny. Let's see. Also found Black Panther #2. I forgot. It's the first appearance of somebody. Don't knock me on this one. I'm trying to remember who that is, but issue #2 is actually a pretty major one. That one is a variant for it, so check that out. Also found I finally found this. I've been looking for this ever since people were talking about it. It was Hawkeye versus Deadpool #0. I think it's because it's the first time you ever see Spider-Gwen in anything, really. And she shows up in a panel of Hawkeye versus Deadpool #0. I got this one when it was on sale. I passed up on this book several times, especially when they were specking about it. So I was like, whatever, I don't care about this. And then when it came to the right time, I just said, screw it. I'll just pick it up and go from there. So, found that there. First book I found over there, which just caught my eye. It's not a major book. It's not a spec book or a hotkey or anything like that. But Witching Hour. It's a one-shot. I was going through like the bins, and the first thing I saw was this book, and the reason why I picked up is because it's a Jenny Friesen cover. I like Jenny Friesen, and Jenny Friesen really does great work, especially when it comes to a cover like this. This is fucking sick. Pardon my language. So, found out there. Also found Captain Marvel #8. I already have copies of this. It's first appearance of Star. So, and it's not like, this is not like any secret variant or anything. This is like a straight up, first appearance. No special secret variant or anything. No Venom Carnage Eyes variant. It's just like straight up first appearance of Star. Also found X-Men Origins #1. That's the origin of Gambit. I don't really pick up many X-Men Origins anything, so I figured I'd pick that up. And figure I'd pick up the second copy of this. Darth Vader #3. It's first appearance, Dr. Aphra. There is Disney Plus talk about it. This is my second copy, so I figured, what the hell? I saw it sitting around there, and it wasn't $20. There was, like I said, Black Friday, there was a sale. Got it for a lot cheaper than that, so I figured, I'm going to go for it, Who knows? I might use it to flip at some point. So, later on that night, I went to another shop over in the Better Bay Area and figured I'd go hit their spot and see what they had. And the shop I went to was pretty much a shop full of people who were kind of schnurrs in a way. They weren't the greatest people, but they had some pretty decent books. For example, Herogasm. It's like my third copy of this damn book. Pretty cool looking. Figured I'd pick that up, for like $1. Found Blackest Night #7. There's a variant copy. I'm not exactly sure of the significance of it, but I think it was like a $20 book or a $30 book. Got that one for half off, so I think I got it for they didn't price it $30, but they priced it as $15, so I got it for like $7. Also found this Star Wars Legacy #2. Nothing too major about this, guys, except for the fact it's an Adam Hughes cover. And what's funny is you look at this cover, and doesn't that guy in the middle look like Nicolas Cage? Like a Nicolas Cage knockoff? It's so weird. I can't help but notice that. Like, I like the fact that it's an Adam Hughes cover, but I feel like, this looks so much like Nicolas Cage. Also got Thor 617. It's a Tron variant. And it's also a first appearance of Kid Loki. Found it in there as well. I forgot the significance of the Batman Gotham Adventures. I just saw it there and picked it up, so screw it. So, had to do that. Also picked up Amazing Spider-Man, Spider Island. This is number 671. I just like the Humberto Ramos cover. There's something pretty cool about it. I mean, Mary Jane on the cover, you know, the Spider-Man logo, you know, flashing on the wall, so I thought it was pretty dope. I picked up a handful of Moon Knight issues. I think they got some first appearances on here, but don't quote me on it. I'm not sure exactly off the top of my head. But when you see the things are on sale, you don't say no. So I just picked up a bunch of those, and I got those for like half off. So basically, I think like $2. They were priced like $5 or so, or $4. So grab those, and also picked, just because somebody was talking about it. Somebody got another sale said, pick up Undiscovered Country. It's gonna be the next hot book. So I figured, what the hell? I picked up one there. I think it leaves me with 3 or 4 copies of Undiscovered Country. So that's pretty cool to see. Also, they had a. By the way, there was a shop. The shop I went to, the one for the stuff I was showing you guys just now, had a sale, but their sale, they changed the advertising on it, which I thought was pretty shitty. So when I went there weeks ago, it's called Small Business Saturday, basically the same week of Black Friday in a way, and they handed this off to me. Now it says all graphic novels 25% off, all back issues are $1, everything must go, plus deal is so much more. So when you see something like this, you're kind of like, oh cool, all back issues are $1. So the day I went there with the idea that that's what it was going to be. Maybe I was a sucker, I don't know. But when I got there, they changed everything to saying, no, a certain amount of back issues are $1. There's these 4 crummy like long boxes, and the stuff in the bins are going to be half off. The wall books are 15%. I'm like, really? You guys want to change this at the last minute? Because that's what they did. They changed it at the last minute, and I thought it was really fucking shitty. And they could have done better. So I went through their crummy boxes, you know, and I found some stuff. I found like your usual Spider-Woman Alpha #1, which I think is my 6th or 7th copy. Is like whatever. Found a Justice League #12. This is a second print. Second print goes for a valuable amount. Nothing too crazy, but it's a cool cover. Might consider sending this in and get it signed by Lee. So found those in there. Also found Impulse #28. That's the first appearance of Arrowette. It goes for a decent amount, so that was cool. I mean, I was kind of like, all right, that's all I found. I didn't lose my mind over it, but I thought the fact that they had an ad up there was like false advertising. So it kind of making me, you know, have I ever considered going to the Better Business Bureau and asking them, hey, what should I do about this? Because they set up false advertising. But at least I went to their. Sometimes they have a cart of like a stack of comic books just randomly thrown in there, saying, "Go ahead and pick out 2, and anything after that's going to cost you like 25-50 cents." So I'm like, all right, whatever. So I went through there because there was nothing else to go through in that place, and I found these in there for free. Justice League 31, first appearance, I believe, first full appearance of Jessica Cruz. You know, one of the Green Lanterns. So I saw that in there. I said, you know what, screw it, I'll pick it up. You know, they're free. You can't say no to free. So that was it for me there. I also went to my LCS, just finishing it up. Found a few books. Actually, I had a few books on hold in my LCS because this is like my whole day just going through comic shops, just grabbing whatever. Got a Philadelphia. That's a local comic shop day print. Also picked up Walking Dead, The Alien by Brian K. Vaughan. That was another one that came up for local comic shop day. Also found, actually I did find, I just asked him to hold it for me. New Mutants #1. Love that cover, man. That is a sweet Deodato cover. Like, there's a list of artists who are on my underrated artist list who don't get the kind of love that Liefeld or Lee gets. Deodato gets an amazing amount of props from me, in my opinion, because look at this cover. Mike Deodato kills it. It's insane. So I love that cover. It's a local comic shop day variant. And also had him pull this one for me as well. Philadelphia #1. yeah, that's a. I don't think it's a free comic shop day variant. I think it's just a virgin variant, nonetheless. So it was pretty cool to see that. Also, last thing I found was Y in the Last Man number. It's a double feature, so number 1 and 2. So that one I found on another like a toy shop earlier in the week, and I thought, what the hell, I'll pick it up. And it was like $3, but it's like usually a $10-12 buck because it's Y the Last Man, and I'm not even sure if there's anything beyond that. But that's it, guys. I found some pretty decent stuff over for the Black Friday weekend, and hopefully you guys found some good stuff too. So if you guys like what you saw in the video, you know the deal. Just go ahead and hit like. It looks like that. Thumbs up. Also comment down below, and also subscribe if you haven't. And if you already subscribed, tell your friends or share this video. You know the deal. I'll talk to you guys later. All right. Peace.